Hi, this is Anil and welcome to PHP series. Now we are going with MySQL database. We understand what is PHP and how to use PHP and about its variables, functions and more about PHP. But the important part is also MySQL database. As we can see and understand that PHP uh, is a Facebook is made with a PHP, okay, and a Facebook you just first sign up and then later on after 2 days or then you sign in again, then you just write your sign in credentials, that is your username or email ID and password, and it's validate it, and then it's open your Facebook profile. So how this happen? This is the in this the main role is MySQL database. It will just save your data and check the data you provide in sign in, and then it will tell you that yes, you are Anil, and it will just log in to your profile. So first thing we will understand what is MySQL. So let's begin with the first point. MySQL is a database system used on the web. So we can understand that MySQL is a database system. It is a database which stores our data, every single data. You have heard about WhatsApp and Facebook recently about data. So what is data? It will store in the database like MySQL and PHP MyAdmin. We are going to see it in practical. What is a MySQL, how to start it, and what is PHP MyAdmin, and how we are going to create everything like tables and its database. So let's continue with the second point. MySQL is a database system that runs on a server. So it's a database system which run on a server. Either you can run in your local server or you can run in your live server, like you can purchase the server from there are many things like GoDaddy, Hostingers, and like this. There are many servers. You can purchase it from there. And the third point says MySQL is ideal for both small and large applications. So this means that MySQL is compatible with both small application if you are using just in small basics, like just an application for your own or for your own company, or just you creating application like YouTube, Facebook or Yahoo. So these are the large applications which owns by large companies. And the fourth point is MySQL is very fast, reliable and easy to use. So we will understand this, that MySQL is fast, reliable and easy to use. Yeah, it's very easy to use. There is a two ways you can use it. The first one is GUI, that is graphic user interface, and the second one is command user interface. So if you use the command, then you can just command it, like I want to create a database with a name XYZ, then I will just command it create database XYZ like this. And if you are if you don't know the command of creating a database, then you can just go to PHP my admin panel, and then you can create a database using some clicks. Click to create a database, then write your database name and enter. MySQL is fast, so it will just works very fastly. So now a time it's getting more famous in the internet. MySQL uses standard SQL. Okay, so if you are familiar with C, C++ like this, so you are also familiar with SQL. We use SQL database there, and for the PHP it's MySQL database. And then MySQL compiles on a number of platforms. So it compiles on numbers of platform. There are lots of platforms it compiles. And then MySQL is free to download and use. So using this, you understand that MySQL is free to download and it's free to use. So now MySQL is free to download and use. It means it is free to download and free to use the MySQL. And MySQL is developed, distributed and supported by Oracle Corporation. So as you are already familiar that SQL is developed and managed by Oracle Corporation company. So it's also developed and distributed and supports Oracle Corporation company. So let's go with the other. MySQL is named after co-founder Monty Widenius' daughter, My. So as I told you, it's a standard SQL. So standard SQL, and its co-founder is Monty Widenius' daughters, that is My. So its named is MySQL. So in the future, if you are going to create something, invent something with then it will be named like your name. Like if I'm going to invent something like new kind of SQL in future, then its name will be Anil SQL like this. Now in the another slide, we are going to understand how to connect MySQL. Okay, so before PHP 5 or PHP 5 we are used MySQL, and after PHP 5, that is we are using PHP 7, PHP 8. So in these versions we will use MySQL. And what does the I means? Okay, so I means improved. This means MySQL improved. Okay, and in this MySQL is more improved and more understanding to everything and more powerful. So first, PHP is a widely used open source scripting language. We all know this. And PHP is used to develop web application, and PHP is free to upload to use, and PHP scripts are executed on the server. We already run this in PHP. Okay, so in connect to MySQL, we are just going to understand how you are going to connect the MySQL. So there are three ways to connect PHP and MySQL. So you can see the three ways. The first one is MySQL object oriented, and the second one is MySQL procedural, and the third one is PDO. So we are going to begin each and every way of connection through MySQL. First we are going to connect with, and let's begin. This is the example. You will know how to connect MySQL using PHP. PHP to MySQL using MySQL object oriented. Okay, so first you can see I have just created a PHP and a server name, and the name of server is localhost, username, password is password. So here let's check from where I found the server name, username and password. So first I will click the search button and then I will start XAMPP. So for the PHP we are using Apache, start the Apache, and for the MySQL we are using MySQL. Okay, let's close the application and then open the new tab, and in this tab I am going to write local host slash. So we are going to deal with the database. So for database you will just type php my admin. Let's wait. Okay, it shows an small error because the MySQL haven't started till now. Just retry to connect first time. Let's check again. MySQL started. Alright, and it's opened. So you can check I have created many softwares in this using database, and as I told you how you can just find the server name here, localhost. This is the server name 127.0.0.1, and this IP address is also called localhost, or you can just put the IP address in server name, it will work fine. So let's check the PHP myadmin GUI briefly. You can see here are the details. Here what server type we are using, MariaDB, and like that. You can also check, this is also important, user root localhost, like this. And we are using the web server Apache 2.4.43 in Win64, and our PHP version is 7.3.18. like this. You can just check everything. Here is also the PHP version. Here is the PHP extension, MySQL, curl and mbstring. Some extensions in PHP are important. Then we are just going to be frank with the PHP myadmin. Just click in the database and we are going to click every single to understand. here you can just create own database, and what kind of database you want to just create. You can just learn these things from the internet. And then here we are going to use the MySQL queries, which I am going to uh, tell you in the next slides. Then we will familiar with the status. What is a status? It's not a WhatsApp status, it's an PHP my admin status, the server status. See, you can check how many received and how many sent, total how much, and like this. The processes, you can check the processes kill, and the user, system user, PMA, and a root user is the main one. You can check the host, that is local host, and after local host I use this colon, and after colon you can check this is the number. So what is this number? So first we will understand that this number is a port, and every single website run with protocols and a port. Like our website like Google or youtube.com run in 80 ports. Okay, and this is the database, what database these users use. So these users don't use the host name, neither the database, but root use this host name and this database. These are the commands, queries, time, status, progress, and like this you can see all processes. Now go to the query statics, just watch it. Okay, so you are getting to familiar. You can see the chart here, pie chart here. Select is this much, 47%, like this. Change database happens in this PHP my admin server this time. Set options happen this time this much, and you can see show master status is just 4% and show status is just 3%. Like this you can check on status, and here it is all status variable. These are not important, just be familiar with PHP MyAdmin, so you will just understand it more clearly. These are not important, just see it and just ignore it, because we only going to see how to create database and how to edit database and how to manipulate and more about this. Now I'm going for the monitor, and here we are going to monitor the database, how many system CPU usage, system memory usage, and connections, processor. So now I am not using anything in PHP MyAdmin, so all are 0 right now. And then advisor, these are the advisors, which is also not important. Okay, just ignore it. User account is important, you should understand the user account before. Okay, alright, there is some error or something. User account, alright. Okay, in user account you can just I just define you what is a user account. You can create an user with the privileges, what privileges you want to give the user. That I just want to give a user name which is code. I just want to give him a privilege of creating database and nothing else, and he not able to delete it, neither able to modify it. He just have the privilege to create it. And like this you can give any privileges, or you can just give all privileges to the user. Like I have all privileges and I am a root user here. So the first thing, SQL file is always start with its extension. Like in PHP we use .php, so in SQL we use .sql. Okay, so here are many databases I already created. So if I want to just export the database into SQL format or any format, PDF format, there are many formats, but I think SQL format is the best and default format. And you can import it when export, and I just want to import it from where else, then you can just do that. You can also select the format. Everything very simple. Now go to the settings and let's check what are the things available in settings. So in settings you can just manage the settings, exports in JSON, PHP, anything. After that, two-factor authentication, it's a security form which tell the two-factor authentication, that is, as you can see that we get an OTP. Okay, when we enable the two-factor application in the Facebook, we after we type our username, email or password, then I get an OTP, one time password, and I just click the OTP number, and then I get in the Facebook, or I will not get in the Facebook if the OTP is wrong. So this is the two-factor authentication. If I enable this, provide authentication using HOTP and TOTP, okay, applications such as free OTP. Okay, so free OTP came from Google Authenticator or Auth0. And if you are not familiar with the OTP, then I want to just tell you that what OTP you use are two type of. Either the OTP system is free or it's paid. It's depend upon from which company you are taking the OTP system. So Google Firebase authentication give free OTP, and if we use the third party SMS gateway, then it will take money for the OTP. And then about the features, and you can see there are lots of things to understand in features, but as I told you, I'm just showing this to understand you the PHP MyAdmin. These are not important functions in PHP MySQL, so just see it and just forget it. See and forget. It means just see it. Page titles, warnings, console, and these are the only things. Okay, and then we are going for SQL queries. SQL queries are of two different, SQL query and SQL queries box, but just see it and get familiar with every single buttons. Navigation panel. So navigation panel, you can see it's consist of 5 navigation panel, and you can see show database navigation as tree, and next one is link with main admin. Like this you can just setting up it, and navigation tree, just this show views in these functions, procedures, just see it. Okay, just see it, it doesn't important. I will tell you what are the things important in MySQL, but we are just getting familiar with PHP MyAdmin. And see the servers, then databases, then tables, Okay, and then go to main panel and just get familiar with the startup data structure, how to structure database. If you get tick, if you will tick, then it will structure in different way, how it's telling, show table comments like this, table structure. And if you want to change any settings, then you can do this from these tabs. These are called tabs. And let's display relation schema. This is export settings. You can check any or discheck the export settings, code gen, CSV, latex, Microsoft Office, open document, text, text like this, and import settings like this, everything simple. And replication, then so inside application there is nothing. Let's go to the variables. You can see the variables, and it's also, I told you, not important. And the char set, you can see the char set as I shown you in the database. There is, this is called char set. Okay, and then more engines and plugins, just this. Okay, let's go to the slide again. And as I told you, server name, where to find server name. So I find the server name, and the username, where to find username. So to find the username, you just have to go to users, and here it's showing some errors, so we will just find the username from status, processor, and you can find the user root. All right, so my username is root. And password you can set, or default it's not a password. Okay, it's blank, and I just saved the password as root. And then I will do a function, that is create connection, create a variable con new mysql. This is the right way to write the connection of mysql, new mysql, server name, username, and the password. Okay, this is the three things which we require. And also we require the database, but we are going to understand this in the next slides. Then check the connection is connected or not. So to check the connection, I use if statement, and inside if statement I use con, this variable, and then connect underscore error. And if it not connect, then it will show us connection failed and this error. Okay, and if it's connect, it will show echo connection successful. Let's check the another way how to connect a PHP and a MySQL using procedural. And this is the syntax of connecting PHP MySQL using procedural. Sorry. As I told you how to find, you can find the server name, and how should you find the username and the password. So you can see here also it asks the username, password, and the server name, that is localhost. And now it's asking create connection. So in create connection, in the previous we use con new mysql and then the 3-1, and here we use mysql con. Okay, so you can see the difference, new mysql and mysql con connect. Okay, so this is the different how you can connect the MySQL and the PHP using PHP. and then we are going to check the connection. Is the connection is successful or not? See, if you are seeing these codes the first time, then you are not going to frank with these codes. But when you check the code in the Sublime, then you are going to frank with the codes, and then we are going to check connections. If not, and the variable con that says MySQL connect this, so we are going to check the condition. Is MySQL connection this is are right or wrong? If it's are right, then it will connect, or if these are wrongs, then it will not connect. So if it's not con, then connection failed, no message will be shown, and the error of MySQL underscore connect underscore error, this is show the error, what errors this is going to show us. And if the connection successful, then it will show echo connected successfully. So this is the right way to connect MySQL procedure. And let's go to the third one of connection using PDO, and this is the last one of using PHP and MySQL connection, and we are going to use the PDO form. You can see the declared date variables are server name, username and password. These are commons in all connection types. And then hit use try and start the curly braces. Under curly braces you can check con equals to new PDO. Okay, so let's compare with the everyone. So here the con variable value is MySQL, and inside MySQL server name, username and password. And here inside the con variable value is MySQL connect, and inside this server name, username and the password. And in PDO we can check con variable equals to new PDO, and then double quotation MySQL colon host, then server name. Okay, this is a long way to write, and this is the right way to write in PDO format: MySQL host server name, and then semicolon to close. And this will continue again. Database name equals to my DB, this is my database name. So I told you can create the database, so let me show you how you can create the database. So just go to databases here in phpMyAdmin, and you can see create database. So I already created many database for my previous projects, and here you can write your database name. Like I use DB name MyDB. You can use MyDB as DB name, or you can use the another one, it's your wish. So let's check MyDB and create. You can see a new database is created. You can see it's asking to create the table, and we are going to understand this in the next slides. And then SQL query, you can also write a query to create this, and then the search queries, all these are all same. Let's go to the slide and let's check set the PDO error mode to exception. Okay, so this will tell if the connection is successful, then what message will be shown, and if it is failed, then what message will be shown. So to do this, here I use con, then set attribute. You have to write same as I written, pdo colon colon atr underscore error mode colon pdo colon colon error mode exception. And then if this success, then it will show connected successfully, and then it will just close the semicolon, and then it start catch pdo exception e and echo connection failed, e get message. Okay, so what this mean, if the host name, database name, username and the password are correct and it's get connected, then it will show us a message connected successfully. And if these are not connected, then it will show us a message connection failed, and it will show the error also. This message e variable get message means get the error, what error going on, so we will resolve it if we find the error. Now let's create database using MySQL or object oriented. Okay, you can see I just created the database using GUI. This is a graphics user interface, and it's very simple way to just create database. So I just created the database in simple way. And if you don't want to create using GUI and want to learn about the command section, then I will tell you both of the things in this course. And this is the code you are going to code to create a database. So as you can see, the whole code, you are not going to create the whole code to create a database. Just you have to do this create database. You can see in the comment section, and then SQL equals to create database mydb. Okay, so let's begin the code. I used PHP and then server name, username, password, which is common in the MySQL. So first we have to connect PHP to MySQL, then we will do that. Okay, so first we will connect it and connect new MySQL server name, username and the password, and then we are going to check the connection. So in the connection I'm going to use if statement and colon and the variable con, then connect error underscore error, and if it not connected, then it will show the error connection failed, and it will show why the connection will fail. This is the error. So if my connection failed because the username doesn't match, then it will say the username doesn't match, like this, an error. Okay, and if it the connection doesn't failed, it's successful, then it will go to the another section, that is create database, and here I use SQL equals to create database mydb. Okay, using this small command we will just use and create the database. I showed you the GUI interface, it's very simple, so I will just show you the graphics user interface. So I just want that you should learn the graphics user interface, and the command is just for the basics part, just you have to understand it and just use the graphics. Okay, if the next one, if statement connection query SQL is triple equals to true. If it's true, then database create is successfully database create successfully message will be shown. And if and else it will show error creating database and the error. So you can see also I use con close here. So for MySQL object oriented, to close the connection we just have to use the con, that is the variable name, and then like this and close. This is how you are going to use it, and this is a simple and easy way to use it, the con close. And let's go with the next one. Again we are going to create database using MySQL procedural. Okay, so we are going to learn how we can create database in procedural. Okay, these are basics things, just the basics of creating database using procedural, and the graphics is the all-in-one like master. So you don't need to use these commands again and again with another methods. So just you have to create it using, go to the database and type your database name and just create, then done. And now it's time to see the example code. So I use PHP here, and the server name, username and the password. So server name is localhost, username is username. I normally the username, and I use the username root, it's a default username. And password is, you can set the password, or my password is root. So this is the values of my server name, username and password. Let's create the connection using data MySQL procedure. So MySQL procedure use connection MySQL connect, and inside MySQL connect it use server name, username and the password. And then I just create the connection, check the connection, is this connection is fail or successful, we have to first understand. So if not connect, then it will show a message connection failed. It helps normally if you running any command, so it will tell you that the command is successfully inserted or it's shown an error. So this is very important part. So let's check the connection. The connection failed. Okay, and what is the error? MySQL underscore connect underscore error will show what is the error, so that the connection is failed. And if the connection doesn't fail, then it will go to the next line, that is a create database. And here it tell us SQL equals to create database mydb if. Okay, so I use this command, SQL command, and then I also use if MySQL underscore query connect comma SQL. If this done in SQL, then it will say database created successfully. Okay, so the query just do the connection part and the SQL create database part to just create a database successful. If it doesn't get successful, then it will show an error creating database. While creating a database we got an error, and what is the error? The error is MySQL underscore error and connect. Okay, so it will automatically generate the error, whatever error he face. And then as I told you, to close the MySQL procedure we use MySQL underscore close and then the con variable. Now let's begin with create DB using PDO, and in this section we are going to create database using PDO. This is the simple code, we are going to use to create the database using PDO. So first we will begin with the server name, that is localhost, and then the username, that is username, and as I told you, my username is root, and the password I generally use the root. So you can just connect it using this, and then we continue with try curly braces con equals to new, then PDO, and then MySQL colon host equals to server name, and then username, and then password. As I told you before how you can connect using PDO, so this is the general way to connect using PDO, the PHP and the MySQL. So just do new PDO MySQL colon host server name, username and password. Okay, let's check the connection is successful or not. To check this, set the PDO error mode to exception. Okay, and we are just going to use the second one code, that is con set attribute PDO colon colon ATR underscore ERR mode PDO colon colon error mode underscore exception. This is the basic and the simple way to create it. And if the error is not going to show, it means if the connection is successful, then it will go to the another command, that is SQL create database mydb PDO. This command say create database, and the database name is mydb PDO. So next we are going to use exec because no results are returned. Now we are going to use exec function. Then to use the exec function, just go to con exec and the SQL, and then if it function is return the value, then it will say echo database created successful, or it will say an error that database not created. Why? This is the reason, echo SQL dot br. So it will just say echo database not created because of this reason. This is like this. So, and next, the important thing, connection, close the connection. To close the connection, we use con equals to null in PDO. Close the connection is very simple in PDO, just con equals to null. It's very simple. And let's understand the basic of create table using MySQL object oriented. Okay, so before going with this, let me show you the GUI of creating table. Let's go to the phpMyAdmin, and as I shown you how I created the database, and now I will show you how to create the table. I will just create the I will create the 5 tables, and my table name will be tb underscore name name, and enter, press enter. You can see 5 columns are created. It's asking my table name. My first table name is ID. Second one, I want to just ask the user about name, so it's name. And the third one, email. Fourth one is the password, and the fifth one is IP. So I want to take the IP address. So here you can see ID is always integer 1 2 3 4 5 like this. So I will just put it int. Name I can use text or variable characters. So I will use variable characters with 250, an integer. Length, how many length you need, 10 I think. Email I put a text, or I will search any other thing for the email. No, yeah, or variable characters. So it's up to you. I use variable character again, 250. And for the password I use text. For the IP I use int. No, I will use varchar with 250 length, and this also 250 values. And you can see it's asking us about the default. So default it will none I think, and coalition also none. So ID, it's asking for ID, so ID should be null, and also it should be a_I with primary index. So this is very important in ID. So it creates on your own, and all will be default, and then we are going to save it. As you can see, we just created this table, and in the browse, let's go and check out the upper part, that is server, localhost saying database, my DB saying, and table db_name. And this is a table with it's asking ID, name, email, password, or IP. Okay, and this is the command how you can create the table. Select asterisk from table like this. So for the select command, now we are going to understand the commands. I shown you the graphics way, and now it's time for commands, how you can use it to create the table. So in this we are going to use PHP server name, username, password, and DB name. Okay, so I told you how to get all these 4 things which are very important to create MySQL with PHP to connect it. Server name, we go from localhost. Username, my username is root, and password is root, and DB is my DB. Alright, let's create connection. So first we will check the connection is successful or connection failed. So we will just check the connection. To check the connection, I use the command to create the connection I use the command new MySQL server name, username, password, and the database. You can see this. Okay, and then I use check connection, that is if statement if connection error will show, then show the error die connection failed, and connect error. And if it's successful, if it's get successful, then just show SQL to create table, and then create the SQL variable. Inside this, the value is create table my guest, and inside this, inside the table, you can check first it's create table. Okay, so as I shown you, its table is tb_name as I used, and he is using my guests, and here he used 5 different table names. Okay, 5 different inputs inside the table, and the first input is ID, and the second input is first name, then the last name, then email ID, then reg date. Okay, so the ID is integer 6, unsigned, then auto increment, and then primary key. So this is how I return the ID. ID should be an integer and its value is 6, this mean, and it's unsigned and it's auto increment. It means automatically it will just generate the ID and then it's use the primary key. So the second one is the first name, where I use the variable character 30 and it's not null. Continue with this last name variable character with 30 values and not null. And then the fourth one, I use the email. I just want to ask the user about email, and email type is variable character varchar, and then its value will be 50. And the last one is registered date, when the user registered. So registered date is automatically it will find. So for to find it's automatically, I use timestamp default current timestamp on update current timestamp. Okay, so it will just update it with the current timestamp. And after completing this, let's insert the query into the database. To insert the query into a database, I create if connection query equals to true, then it will show the message table my guest created successfully, or else it will show an error. And also it is going to show the error, what is the error. And then don't forget to close the connection part. And now next one, create table using MySQL procedural. So here I am going to explain you how you can create table like I shown it before using MySQL procedural. Let's check the example. First we will use the server name, then username, then the password, then the database name. So now I think you all will understand what is these four variables asking, and from where you can find these values. So right, and next let's connect the PHP and MySQL using MySQL procedural. And to use the MySQL procedural, I use con equals to MySQL connection, server name, username, password, and database name. And let's check the connection. If not connected, then it will show connection failed, and the error why the connection fails. And if the connection successful, then it is going to show the MySQL create table. So we are going to create the table, that is my guests table, create table. And again I am using the five inputs under table, that is ID, first name, last name, email, and reg date. As I explained you what does every single things mean in ID, first name, last name, email, and reg date. So reg date is the register date. Okay, so after completing these commands, let's insert this command to the MySQL. To do this, I use if MySQL query con and MySQL, and if it inserted successfully, then it will show the message table my guests created successfully. And if it's failed, then it will show the message of error message and the error why does the connection is not successful and why the database is not created, like this. And don't forget to close MySQL using MySQL close con. Now let's create table using PDO. This is the example of creating table using PDO. Everything is simple. We just use the connection format of PDO, and as you can see, everything is simple. First, we created 4 variables: server name, username, password, database name, and then connection part try con new PDO. Same MySQL host, then the server name, database name, then database name, and then username, and then password. Okay, and then we check the connection is successful or not. If the connection is successful, then it will go to the next line, that is MySQL create table my guests. And inside create table my guests, there is 4 things it's asking, that is ID, first name, last name, email, and rec dates, that is 5 things. So after creating this command, inserting this command, let's use con exec to return. Then after returning this, we are just going if this returns successful, it will show us the message table my guests created successful. If it's not returned, then the error message will show echo, and then connection not successful, why, this is the message, like this. And then we close the connection. To close the connection, we use con equals to null. Now we will just get to the insert data using MySQL object oriented. How you can insert data using MySQL object oriented. And inserting data, before going to insert data, I will show you in graphics user face how to do that, how to insert your data. So as you can see, I already created the table, and now I want to just insert name, email, password, and IP, and ID is default. So just go to the insert, create the name, that is coders guide, and the email xyz@mailid.com, and then the password 123, and then the IP address. It will detect my own IP address, but here I want to just give the another IP address. So this is the localhost IP address, and click go. And this is the basics way how we can insert the data into the table. So the query is insert into this table name with ID, name, and then email, and then password, and then IP. We are going to insert each and everything. So what are the values? First one, the null, because I haven't put an ID, and the second one is name, coders guide, and the third one is email, and the fourth one is password, and the fifth one is the IP address. Let's check it in going to a browse, and let's check it. So as you can see, IP is auto increment, so it increment automatically 1. This is the first one, and the name, and the email, and the password, and the IP address. So this is a simple way to create insert the data in table using GUI. And let's understand how you can do that using command. So you can do insert data in MySQL object oriented using this example. So first I ask first you can see I begin with the server name, username, password, database name, and after these values completed I go with connection and new MySQL, and then insert this. I use server name, username, password, database name, and then I check the connection. If the connection is not successful, it will show an error, and if the connection is successful, it will just go to the next line of code, that is SQL equals to insert into my guests. So as I told you, insert into my guest is a table name, last name, email. These are the inputs of the table name, and then put the value John in first name, last name Doi, and the email ID john@example.com. So let's check it's the record is created successful or not. To check this, I use if con query SQL equals to true. If it's triple equals to true, then new record is created successfully, or else it will show the error. Now we will understand insert data using MySQL procedure. This example of MySQL procedure, how you can insert data using MySQL procedure. All are simple. We just have to understand this. MySQL insert into this is also simple, and then if MySQL query connect SQL this is this, and if it's not, then it will show the error, and then lastly close the MySQL procedure. And now insert data using PDO. This is example of inserting data using PDO. Let's understand the code first. 4 variables: server name, username, password, database name, and after creating everything, input the data values. Let's connect the database. So connect new PDO, MySQL hostname, server name, database name, and username, password all same. Just try it in your PHP code and you will get it more clearly. And then after connection successful or not, we have to check it. Con set attributes PDO at error mode PDO : error mode underscore exception. Okay, so if the code is successful, then it will show successful, or if the code is not successful, it will show not successful. Okay, so the code is successful, so we are going for the next line, that is SQL insert into my guest, that is the table name, and then first name, last name, in email, that is the inputs of the table name, and then the values John Doe, john@example.com, and then we are going to execute it using con x and SQL. If it's done, then it will show new record created successfully, and if it show the error message if the connection is failed or the record is not insert successfully, and then we close the connection of PDO. And then get last ID using MySQL object oriented, and this is the code of getting last ID using this. So to get the last ID, we just use simple code, that is last ID. Here you can see the mouse cursor, last ID con, and then insert underscore ID, and if this is successful done, then it will show the message new record created successful. Last inserted ID is last underscore ID. Now get last ID using MySQL procedure, and this is also a very simple way. So how we get the last ID in MySQL object oriented, this is the way. Last id con insert id like this, and then it shows the message. So let's understand in the MySQL procedural. Last id equals to MySQL underscore insert underscore id con. So you can see there is no more changes, just a small change. Its function will work here, and their function is work there. So just a small change for the last id. And now it's time to get last id using PDO. This is the way you can get the last id using PDO. Here just use last id con and last inserted id, and just successful message for the last id. Insert multiple using MySQL object oriented. So here we will understand how you can insert the multiple values in the database name. To do that, you just have to create a PHP with 4 variables, that is server name, username, password, database name, and the values are localhost. My value of username is root, password is root, and database name is mydb. Then we will just create the connection using con new MySQL. Inside new MySQL we use server name, username, password, and db name, and then check connection. If connection is connected error, if it will show the connection error, then it will show connection error and the error which happens. Okay, and then if it's successfully created, then it will go to the next line. It is SQL equals to insert into my guest's first name, last name, email, then the values John Doe, John @examples.com. Then again same thing, but here you can see I use SQL dot equals to. Okay, so you will use like this. So whenever we just use the multiple insert, we just have to do this, the variable name SQL, and then dot equals to same with another values. Second value is Mary, Moy, and Mary @example.com, and the third one is Julie, Dolly, and Julie @example.com. So let's check it, that will it insert these values or not. So to check this, we are just going to use if statement, if con multiple query. Okay, use if con multiple query, and then inside this SQL the variable name where query is done, and triple equals to true. If it's true, then it will show the result, new results created successfully, or it will show the error, and then connection close. Now we will understand how you can insert multiple using MySQL procedure. So everything is simple. I will just use the MySQL procedure things to do that, the connections, and everything is simple. You can see MySQL equals to insert this, and SQL dot equals to is same like the previous one, and we are going to use this simple. But we can check that we use if MySQL underscore multi underscore query here, and here we use if connection multi query only. So this is the just a difference, and then the query insert successfully into the table name, and this is how you can use in MySQL procedural. And now insert multiple using PDO, and to use PDO we are going to use the basics things, and here there is only the simple way. All things are almost same, but it's just differ with the single things. So let's start from beginning. First I use the server name, username, password, and database name, which we already know. Then I connect the database using con new pdo mysql host server name, database name, and username, password. Okay, then I check it error or not. If not error, then we go to the next, and then begin the transactions and connection. Begin transaction, we use the function begin transaction, and then our SQL statement, that is con execute insert to this. Everything is simple. Again connect in execute this, and then again connect execute this, and then we just commit the transaction, that is con commit, and then if it's done successful, then it will show new records created successful, or it will show the error. That's all. MySQL prepared statement, this is a MySQL prepared statement. How you can just do that, we are going to learn here. So you can see same, we define 4 variables, and then connections, and then check connection, and then prepare and bind. Okay, so prepare and bind, I use stmp variable. Inside this equals to con prepare insert into this database name, and then first name, last name, email, and then the value, 3 values. Okay, and then I use stmp bind param triple s, and then first name, last name, and email, and let's set the parameters and execute it. So first parameter, I use first name John Doe, last name Doe, email ID john @email.com. so here I just put stmp execute, and again I'm going to use same thing, first name, last name, email, and then stmp execute with different values, that is mary @email.com, and again we repeat this thing, first name, last name, email, and stmp. First name is Julie here, and the last name is Dolly, and the email is julie@example.com. and then if it gets successful, we just print echo new records created successful, and then close stmp and connection also. Now it's time for the select data, MySQL select data, and how you can select the data, like here I am going to select the ID from this table name. So to do this, I just do SQL query, that is select the name, that is ID, first name, last name. So I am going to select these 3, ID, first name, last name, from this table. Okay, so and find the values of this. So to do this, let's begin from the beginning. So I just use 4 variables, server name, username, password, and the database name, and after that I create the connection is successful, and then I check connection. If the connection shows error, then it will show the error, or else it will go to the next line, that is the query line, SQL select ID, first name, last name from my guests, and then it will show the result variable, that is con query SQL. Okay, then we will check the output data of each arrow. Okay, it's working or not. Then to do this, I just use if statement. If inside if, I use result, inside then num underscore rows, and then 0, and then I use while the row equals to result fetch assoc, okay, assoc function. Okay, and then if it's successful, then it will going to show echo ID, the ID which is used, and then name, the first name which is used and then the last name which is used. So its output will be id, that is id1, and the first name and the last name, that is John Doe, and John Doe 1, John Doe, like this. Else it will show 0 results. If there is no results inside the table, then it will show 0 results. And to close the connection, we use con close. Now we are going to use MySQL where. How to use where? So to use where, you can see I used it where last name equals to Doy. Okay. So using this query, we are saying that select ID, first name and last name from this table, and where last name is Toy. So it's telling select those user details whose last name is Doy. Okay, so then we will just continue from this query. This query says select ID this where last name is Doy, and created a result that is con, and the query SQL, and I just created an statement, if statement. Inside if statement I use result num rows greater than 0, and then while loop. Inside while loop I use row equals to result fetch association, like assoc function, and then I just print echo id, row id, name, first name, last name, same, everything same. Just we will print it here, the results whose last name is Toy. MySQL delete data. In MySQL delete data, we are going to delete the data. So how you can delete data using the commands? So to use the command, just use SQL to delete a record. This command is only used to delete the data. Just inside this, use the command query delete from this table where id equals to 3. So it will delete the id 3, and then we will just check it's done or not. To check it, I use if statement, then con query, and then SQL triple equals to true, and then record deleted successful. If it's not deleted successful, then it will show error deleting records. MySQL update data. How you can update the data? So everything are simple and simple to understand, as I told you multiple times what are these means. So we just have to understand this SQL query update. To update, I use update the database table name and set last name Doy. Okay, where id equals to 2. So it's just saying update this table, go to this table and set last name to Doy where id is 2. So it will just set the second id last name to Doy. This will the update, and this is the if statement to show its record updated successful or just shown an error. To do this, I use if statement, and inside if statement I use con query SQL triple equals to true, and then I use the message record updated successfully, and then else the error. Now it's time for MySQL limit data. To limit data in MySQL, we just use SQL select asterisk from order and limit 30. This means it will just limit data, like in one page I just want to use 30 products. Let's understand it like this. I am creating my own Flipkart or Amazon, and I just want to show the user 30 products in each page. So I will use this command to do that. And like this our course ends now, and thank you so much for enrolling this course.